Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome to my Getting Fit Financially live event. I'm doing this both in my Facebook event and on Instagram Live. The recording will go up in YouTube because it will be too long to go on IGTV, I believe. What I really wanted to do today was come on, kind of tell my story as a coach and how now is the time you should get started. So, if those of you that don't me that haven't been following me very long, my name is Erin Wester. I have been a coach for almost 10 years. So, June 19th will be my 10-year coach anniversary. My 10 years have just looked so many different ways. I've done this strictly part time while I'm looking for a job. I've done this part time while working in the social work field. I've done this 100% full time, being a stay at home mom to an infant. I did this while losing a child, losing a job, and having to find a new job. So I have gone through lots of different things. I've done this as a single mom. I've done this as an engaged woman. I've done this as a married woman. So basically, all of my 30s was spent as a coach. I was 30 years old and 4 months when I first started coaching, and I was finishing up my master's degree in social work. So my journey in life is just a little bit different than other people's. I was adopted when I was a month old, experienced a lot of issues with emotional eating, depression, eating disorders, leading to addiction. So basically, when I was 13, I started experiencing emotional eating. It's when I first started to be very competitive riding horses, and that competition was very hard for me. So I really, really had a hard time with the competitive side. And, I did some therapy, tried to get through teen years, high school. I just wasn't a very popular person. I'm a very, very introverted person. Obviously, I have no problem talking on a Facebook or Instagram Live, but generally, I'm a pretty introverted person. I don't do well in situations where I don't know people. Purposely push myself out of my comfort zone. A lot of people growing up didn't think I was shy. They thought I was stuck up. So I didn't have a whole lot of friends, didn't have a whole lot of boyfriends, pretty low self esteem, pretty low self confidence. When I went to college 6 hours away so I could have a fresh start, so I could be somebody different. But I was still that shy, introverted person. And the only way I was able to appear extroverted was by drinking. So college was really the first time I was in college was when I became an alcoholic, addicted to alcohol, marijuana, did those things. And I was going on my 5th year of college, and that semester I just didn't go to classes anymore. Didn't take tests, didn't do homework, didn't go to class. I did go to work. So I was a functional alcoholic, but I was drinking every single night. I worked nights at a McDonald's. I mean, that's what I did when I was 22 years old, 23 years old. And I ended up actually getting kicked out of college. So then instead of going home, I moved to Minneapolis and got a job working at the airport, got an apartment that I could barely afford, met my son's dad, and, that kind of just spiraled into more drinking, more drug use, more addiction to spending, weight gain, low self-esteem. And that relationship ended up being a domestic violent relationship. So not just physically, but emotionally. Cutting off ties with my family, cutting off ties with my friends, basically working my 2 jobs, working my butt off so we could pay rent and buy groceries, while my boyfriend and his 2 roommates did nothing but sell drugs. It's not a proud time in my life, but if it wasn't for meeting him, I wouldn't have my son, and that's just being honest. When I got pregnant in 2006, that is when enough was enough. He hit me once when I was pregnant, and I left. I left Minneapolis, moved back in with my parents. I had even tried leaving Minneapolis and going to train horses. That didn't work out. I went back to my abuser. So I tried to get away, but it just didn't work. I just made myself more and more in debt. And just, I was spiraling out of control. I didn't have health insurance. Had to go on state assistance when I moved back in with my parents. And I said, I have to do something. I had been working at the airport. I had been working at the Mall of America. I was working at a bank. But, it was not going to support me and my son. So I decided to go back to school. And that is when I went to Whitewater and got my bachelor's degree in social work. Took a lot of work to get back into school. My GPA was super, super low, but I worked my butt off, got back in, graduated with honors, and went on to get my master's degree from Loyola. My intention was to be a school social worker. That was what I wanted to do, but sometimes things don't work out. I've done tons of different things in social work, but when I was finishing up my master's degree, I was just so worried that I wasn't going to be finding a job. While I was in college, I worked at the local vet clinic. I worked at a Starbucks, just what I could do to provide health insurance for my son. And that's when I fell into coaching. It was something basically to get a discount and turn a little extra money while I was trying to find a job. And coaching has just been so much more than that for me. If it wasn't for coaching, I probably wouldn't be able to be a social worker and do what I really want to do. I wasn't able to find a job in school social work. So I've done child protection, I've done residential, I've done guardianship, I'm doing adult protection. So I've done a bunch of different things, homeless shelters. I've worked in a bunch of different places, but for those of you that know anything about social services, you know that we don't make a whole lot of money, but I am able to do what I really want to do because of coaching. I ended up meeting my husband while I was a coach. He was just my boyfriend. I made him sign up to be a coach. We did T25 together. We worked out together. He's gone to Beachbody Summits with me. We got engaged at a Beachbody Summit. We went on a Success Club trip for our honeymoon. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. Your individual success is based on how much work you put in. Disclaimer. We went on a Success Club trip for our honeymoon. We went on another Success Club trip for a vacation after we were married. We paid for a big chunk of our wedding and our first house thanks to Beachbody. We did renovations on our first house thanks to Beachbody. We're fit and happy and healthier thanks to Beachbody. And a little less than a year after getting married, we found out we were going to have a baby. And then we found out we were going to have 2 babies. And that was the point where whoa, how are we going to be able to afford care for 3 kids? During all this time, Jake's dad got out of his life because my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was 4. It was actually right around when I met my husband. So yes, we've been through a lot, but diabetes was actually kind of a blessing in disguise because it got somebody that really was not involved and was only involved because he was paying child support, basically got him out of his life. And now we are great and we're wonderful and he's not even a thought, but he gave me a gift of my son. But all these things, if all these bad things, hard things wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be where I was. I probably would not have moved back. I probably would not have met my husband and be blessed with the life that we have. So, we found out we were going to have twins. And at that point, we're like, you know what? I can't afford to go to work because I'll be going to work basically to pay for daycare. And that's kind of how we felt. So I'm like, you know what? I can make this coaching thing work. I'd done very, very well my first year of coaching and I had kind of let it slide because my career was going so well. My social work career. So I kind of just had let it slide. I was still kind of sort of doing it mostly for the discount, for accountability, supporting the clients that I had. And, I was like, you know what? We can really do this. We can make this so I can stay home. So it was basically, you know what? Double your social work income, can stay home. So in 2015, while I was pregnant with twins, that was what I did. I basically went from being the second rank in the company to being the 5th rank in the company. So I advanced 4 ranks and tripled my income. What I was making, I tripled it. By the time I actually ended up losing my job because I needed to take a extended maternity leave, and I hadn't been there a year yet, so I did not qualify for FMLA. So I had to take an extended maternity leave. So I basically was like, you know what? I'm not going back. And the goal was for me to be a stay-at-home mom and a full-time Beachbody coach. And again, things don't always work out how you wanted them to. I pushed myself. I made that income. I made about $67,000 in 2015, 2016. That's what I had gotten my income to up to when I was doing this full time. And yes, it was a lot of work, but I built that. I did that while I was working full time and while I was pregnant with twins. Yes, I was not working out as much because I was on partial bed rest, but I know how to do it. I know it's been done. And it's totally possible to do that. And I did that in less than 6 months. So you guys, it's totally possible to do. Obviously things happen. If you guys have followed me for any amount of time, you would know that we lost one of our twin daughters. We lost Victoria when she was 12 days old. When they were 6 days old, not even a week, Victoria had a heart attack. We were not able to bring her back. Her brain stem was dead. She would have remained in a coma for the rest of her life. So that is when we decided to let her go to heaven. So November of 2015, we lost a child. Luckily I was doing Beachbody full time, and, I didn't have to worry about going back to a job, but that really took me back a step. That really made it so I really had a hard time for a few years. It took a lot of therapy. It took a lot of work on myself. But a lot of my business was lost because I was lost. I didn't know what kind of coach I want to be. I was trying to be that same coach that I was before losing a child, and I wasn't that person anymore. I was trying to pretend I was fine, pretend, God had a plan for me, but that whole time I was angry at God. This was like 4.5 years ago. So, I've come very, very, very far. Still rebuilding the business from basically the 3 years I lost. And that is on me. It is because I was just trying to be what I was before, what was working before. And besides social media changing and coaching changing and all the changes with Beachbody On Demand and the Performance Line and all the new things, I just was having a hard time changing with that. And that's completely understandable after losing a child. But the thing that was rough is that when my daughter was 18 months old, I had to go back to work. I had just sunk my business so much after 18 months after losing my daughter that I just wasn't able to bring it back soon enough. And also that added pressure of this is your job, this is the amount of money you're bringing into your family, and having this basically go back down to what it was in 2014 was, it was still a sizable amount of money. I worked really, really hard, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't as much as I could make in a social work job, and my husband's insurance changed, so it was really, really ridiculously expensive for having a child with type 1 diabetes to have that health service plan that we had. It just wasn't working. It was so expensive, and I just wasn't bringing in the money, so it was like, you know what? I have to go back to work. So when my daughter was 18 months old, I went back to work. We found her a great daycare. Family helped us out. She only went to daycare twice a week, which was actually good for her to have that socialization. And we found one that we could afford that we really, really loved. And I actually went back and I got a job as a supervisor. So even though I had struggled, I was starting to come back into my own. I was starting to come back to that confidence that I had when I had built that business up to $67,000 a year. But you guys, it's not for me. Obviously, then it was about the income because that was my job. But I have learned that being a full-time Beachbody coach is just not for me. I'm honest with you guys. I put it out there. It's not for me. There are tons of people who, it's their full-time thing. It's what they want to do. They want to replace their income. I might not be that coach for you. I'm just being honest. I don't want to get people. I want to get the right people that are going to be like me, that I'm going to meld with, And it's people like me who know what they want to do, but know that what they want to do for their career is not going to financially sustain their family. For me, social work not only sustained us insurance wise, I have excellent insurance, excellent retirement benefits. I really love my job. I've really loved working my job from home. Obviously, that's going to change. Who knows what's going to happen with COVID-19, but I will eventually have to go back to work. I investigate adult protective services down in Illinois, but I work in one of the counties that is doing the worst, the most diagnosis, the most deaths. So that is something that who knows what our new normal is going to be. I don't know. That's really hard for me to have this unknown. But for me, the known is I know I'm still going to get paid. I know I'm still going to have health insurance. I know I still have Beachbody there to give me, again, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. I make about $1,200 to $1,500 a month extra as a Beachbody coach. And that is really putting in about 2 to 3 hours a day. Obviously it's a little more right now just because I don't have that 2 hours of commuting a day. I still get up early. I still get up at 5 a.m., get all my work done in the morning, get my work done in the morning before I start my 8 a.m. day, work 8 to 5, and then unplug the rest of the day with my kids. I work like this. It's my lunch break. I work on my lunch break. And again, I work first thing in the morning, and that is what I put into my business. So about 2 hours in the morning and an hour at lunchtime is what I put into my business. So that, and then the weekends, I try to put in about 3 to 4 hours on the weekends. Again, weekends, I still get up early, but that is what I do for me, is that I need that time for me because I not only work on my business, I work on my mindset, I work on myself personally. And that is huge. So you're like, okay, great, whatever. You do this in your parts of your day. You still are a social worker. You're a coach. Why? Why do you even do it? Let me tell you one thing about coaching that's super important. It is the community. Okay? The community that supported me. No matter what team they were on when I lost my daughter, people supported me. I got hundreds and hundreds of messages. People sent us money. We were able to pay for our daughter's burial. We were able to pay for her gravestone. We were able to pay for her service through the kindness of the Beachbody community. People supported me. People stood behind me. People really loved it when I shared my story about her. They really felt that they had been through the same thing. They knew how I felt. I helped other people have strength to keep going, to not just stay in bed, to get up and keep going, because I still had an infant daughter that was counting on me. I still had a 9-year-old son that was counting on me. I still had a husband that was counting on me. There were still people that were counting on me. My customers were still counting on me. And those customers and coaches on my team are like my best friends because we're a family. And the larger team I'm a part of did so much for us. The whole entire community did so much for us. And all the prayers and the love. And yes, we did end up losing her, but all the beautiful messages and prayers we got while we were in the hospital for those 6 days was amazing. And that is why I do this, to have this community. We get to be on Zoom calls together. We talk to each other on the phone. I get to talk with my clients on video chat, my coaches, my customers. And, since I'm losing that with my clients right now, my social work clients, at least I still have that with coaching. And, a lot of people have lost jobs. A lot of people can't go to their gyms. This is the time that we need to still be working on ourselves. Because if we're not working on ourselves, where are we going to be when, whatever the new normal is? I mean, who knows? A lot of people's jobs may be completely gone. But Beachbody On Demand is still going to be here. This coaching opportunity is still going to be here. These people are still going to be here, and that is what's important. So if you are missing community, if you, are furloughed, if you don't know what's going to happen with your job, you don't know if you're going to have to find something else, you don't know if you're going to have to work from home. I mean, who knows how long this work from home stuff is going to happen? Who knows how long this is going to last? We potentially, we'll be working half of our time at our jobs at home. We will potentially, I mean, again, who knows? This is all speculation, right? But what I know for certain is that I will always have this community here for me, that I will always have these programs to be able to do in my house, that I will have healthy superfoods to feed me and my family. If we were ever to run out of healthy foods, I will always have this. No matter if I made $0, I would still do this because of the community, because Shakeology has changed my life, because working out at home has been my savior. I've been working out from home for 11 years since I bought P90X off eBay in 2009. That's how long I've been working out at home. I have a crazy schedule. It is hard for me to get to the gym. I have a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old. I live in a town that we don't even have a gym. Let's just be honest. We don't even have a gym here. But I have my gym in my basement. I can stream on my TV. I can be trained by amazing trainers at my house that it would cost thousands of dollars to be with a personal trainer if you could even find someone to personally train you right now. I mean, let's just be honest. This is not where I wanted this to go, but this business, call it whatever, network marketing, call it whatever you want. It's not a scam. No matter how hard you work is how you're going to get rewarded. And the best part is that you determine how successful you are. You determine your success with your own fitness journey. You determine the success with your own business. Because I'm in charge of me, right? And I control my income, which is super cool. So how do you earn money anyway, right? How do you earn money? So commissions. You sell a product, 25% commission. Your team. So once you hit the first rank, which is you sign up your spouse, you sign up a friend, you are the first rank of Emerald. You will start getting something called Team Cycle Bonus. So based off of what everyone else who gets added to Beachbody on your larger team above you, everybody adds people under you, and what the people you add earn, you get cycle bonus from that. So I would say 80% of my income comes from my team cycle bonus. When I was doing nothing with the business and just sitting as a diamond coach, I was making like $250 to $400 by doing nothing, by just staying active and keeping my rank. Crazy that you can make $250 to $400 doing nothing. I'm sure other coaches who've done this a whole lot longer and have a whole lot bigger team than me make even more money. And I will say when I was making $1,200 to $1,500 a week, it was still about 80% was from Team Cycle Bonus. You also earn, once you get to the 5th rank, you earn bonuses. So basically you earn bonuses off of what all the billions of dollars Beachbody makes. You earn a percentage of that. Pretty cool. So as you rank up higher and higher, you get more and more and more and more bonuses. And the higher you go up, also you earn more per cycle too. So the higher up you go, the more money you earn from your team, just generally. There's also a yearly convention, which this year is canceled. It was supposed to be in New Orleans. So we have a yearly convention where we all get together, we learn, we work out with super trainers. We also get earlier access than most people to programs. We get to be part of test groups. We get to go on yearly Success Club trips. So that means if you help a minimum of 3 people a month, you can earn a free vacation. It was supposed to be Punta Cana this year. Again, canceled. But next year, I believe it's Cancun next year. Get to have a free resort. Go to a resort, all inclusive, paid for by the company. You just need to pay the airfare to get there. So there are those trips. If you reach the illustrious top 10, trips like to Greece, to Bahamas, to wherever, really, really fancy, expensive places, all inclusive if you hit the top 10. So, that is huge. You get 25% off your products, which is huge. If you help your 3 people a month, you will get your Shakeology or your Performance line for free. And that already, basically the money that you will earn from selling those 3 packs will pay for your products. So yeah, those are the ways to earn. There might even be more than that, but like the amount of money you can earn is endless. 6 figures, 7 figures. There's lots of people that have made over $1 million in this business. Been around for a very long time. Said I've been a coach for almost 10 years, and it had been around probably like 3 or 4 years before that. So you'll get access to the Team Empire, which is a team I'm a part of. Barbie Kalev is my coach. There are lots of other amazing people on the team. Amy Silverman, Josh Spencer, just to name a few. We also get lots of diamond retreats. We've had those. Who knows what's going to happen for the diamond retreat this year, but I've gone on 2 diamond retreats with Barbie. So I'm hoping to build a team to a point where I will be able to do my own diamond retreat. That would be pretty cool. But, I got big goals. I am looking for a few select women to take on this journey with me that are really ready to run, that really, really, really need a plan B. Again, maybe this is not what you want for your full-time career, but what could you do with an extra couple $100 or a couple extra $1,000 a month? It's just, the possibilities are just endless. So if you are interested, reach out to me. There are $20 off packs this month. And if you purchase a challenge pack, you will get to sign up for Be a Coach for free. So that's pretty cool. You will get access to a website with the self-led training. So basically you follow the lessons on the training website. You learn everything you need to know. We'll also do calls every week or 2. It'll be a lot easier right now while I am home to do calls with you on my lunch breaks. So, I can move my lunch around. So whatever works for you will work for me. So if you are interested, just shoot me a message. Let's chat and see if this is a good fit for you. I would love to help. I always, always, always want my new coaches to focus on their personal, physical transformation first, because that's a really, really easy way to get people to join you is by sharing your results. So if you are interested, let's chat. Bye, guys.